Well, folks, once again, please welcome Dennis Conglianese from Division 2 up there. And if I see in the background, it looks like a hell of a nice layout. So it may very well be either on tour or for ops next year. We'll see what he has to say about that. But please welcome Dennis and get your money ready for next year. Go ahead, Dennis.
Thanks very much, guys. I appreciate your time and the opportunity to tell you about the great event that's coming up in Pittsburgh next year. Before I show you anything about the event itself, we're kind of proud about this logo. It was designed by the late Jim Sacco of City Classics. He was one of our members, did a lot of great things for the division. He's also the gentleman who designed the NMRA logo way back when. So his work is well known. Unfortunately, we lost him last year, but he did get us this excellent logo, and you're going to see it on a lot of things. So why should you attend? It's just a convention, right? Well, I want to tell you, I mean, Pittsburgh is a good reason. We got a great hotel. We got some really good clinics and layout tours, op sessions, and tours that you can go on. I'm going to tell you about some of those now. First of all, we'll start with Pittsburgh. I hate to jump in when somebody has said they moved to your town because it was a great place to live. But I got to tell you, I'm an ex-New Yorker. I've been in Pittsburgh for 30 years. You'll never get me to go back to New York. The Big Apple doesn't hold anything. Pittsburgh is really a big city that's got a small town feel. The people here are really friendly. You won't have any problems with them. And boy, do we have great food, which is what we all want on a convention. This is an area in the downtown section of town that used to be the Pittsburgh and Lake Erie terminal. It's now a very popular restaurant area, and you can sit and eat, and you got the CSX and trains running right outside your door. We got some spectacular views from these inclines. There are two of them still operational. They used to be a primary mode of transportation from people to the top of the hill coming downtown. You got great views of the city itself from overhead. That's on top of Mount Washington. Great lookout area, great views, great restaurants. We have the Carnegie Science Center. You may have heard of the Buell Planetarium before. A little history there is that's where the concept of time zones was first developed here in Pittsburgh. Carnegie Science Center is the successor to that and got the Buell Center Miniature Railroad and Village. That'll be available on one of the tours, hopefully. That's a Lionel layout, and it features lots of interesting scenes from around Pittsburgh, including a ball field of Old Forbes Field and some other really unique places. Pittsburgh's heritage really is linked very intricately with railroads. Steel was a big business, and every railroad in the country wanted to get here. We've also, that's not somebody's layout, by the way. That's a little valley, which we have lots of here, right outside one of the last operating steel mills in the area in Pittsburgh. We also are known as the City of Bridges. Engineers from across the country come to a convention every year to look at the variety of bridges, the types of settings that they had to be placed in. That's a railroad bridge. You'll get plenty others to give you some inspiration for modeling. We also have a lot of short lines too. The AVR is actually running on a lot of old B&O trackage. We've got the Pittsburgh and Ohio Central going around the area. If you saw the movie Runaway, Wheeling and Lake Erie is where a lot of that footage was filmed, and that's here in the area, and we're working on a tour for that. The hotel that the convention is in is really a great facility for us. It is a DoubleTree by Hilton. It's in an area called Cranberry, which is just about 20 minutes outside of downtown. You're minutes from both the PA Turnpike and I-79. So getting in and out of the area is going to be very easy, and getting anywhere that the tours and layout tours and op sessions go will be very easy. There is a great, large, comfortable lobby. I'll make note for all of you who might be interested. That's a bar in the front. My understanding is that they serve some sort of beverage in the evening. For those of you who are maybe more fitness minded, there is a fitness area and a pool that you could go for off hours. Of course, we hope to keep you real busy. You won't really want to stay there. They got really clean, comfortable rooms. It was recently remodeled. It's a great hotel. I've been up there for a few events myself. It's going to be very great accommodations for you. We've got really nice meeting rooms. That large area in the upper picture is the open area outside the meeting rooms. We're going to have lots of exhibits and the like out there in the pre-meeting area. And we've got 3 meeting rooms and a vendor room. And of course, we'll have a banquet room. That's what one looks like all set up. I said it's a great place for eating. If you look at the lower center of this screen, you'll see the DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel Pittsburgh. That's where the convention hotel is. I looked up north on Google Maps, and all of those places are places to eat. You're sitting in one of the area's greatest concentrations of great restaurants. Those are all within the easy driving distance. You can go further if you really want to get some other interesting stuff. It's become a foodie town. Those are a couple of the chains and some of the local restaurants. You may recognize those names, but they're all up in the area. And, you know, we all like to eat and gather with our friends. We've got some tours that are being planned. I had to put the note on here in all fairness that they're proposed. One of the biggest challenges facing anybody planning a convention right now is buses. I don't know how it is in your area, but right now, we haven't got enough bus drivers to get the kids to school, and the fuel surcharges are a concern. But we're still planning some tours, and we're going to worry about it when we get prices for them in January. We've already booked a tour of the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum. It's an excellent facility. It's been around for a number of years. They built a much larger facility for storing lots of restored cars. They show how that's done. It is a delightful tour, not too far from the convention site. We're also working right now on a tour of Cary Furnace, which is in the Rivers of Steel heritage area. There are no big steel mills available there, but we are going to be able to tour some of the relics of them. We're also looking at a tour of the Allegheny Valley Railroad, which is now running Glenwood Yard and some of the old B&O trackage. Glenwood Yard was a major terminal for the B&O in Pittsburgh. There were large shops there, lots of traffic, and it interchanged with others. And right now, it's actually a hub for a very large rejuvenation project called Hazelwood. We're also looking at a tour of the Pittsburgh Light Rail system and their shops. There are still trolleys in operation in the South Hills of Pittsburgh, and we're expecting to get a tour of their shops as well. And we're all a little upset about this. I used to talk about the tour of Heinz Field, but they went and changed the name on us. There are a lot of people in Pittsburgh who refuse to call it Acrisure Stadium, but that's the new name. That's the home of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But even if you're not a fan, it's a heck of a facility to get a tour of, and we're working on that. And for the non-rail, one of the tours that we're looking for is a place called the Pittsburgh Glass Center. Pittsburgh is known also for its creativity and the glass industry. A lot of interesting things were there, including Pittsburgh Plate Glass, which is one of the first manufacturers of large sheets of glass. A lot of your automobile windshields are made because of Pittsburgh Plate Glass. Well, of course, we're going to have some layout tours and op sessions, and yeah, mine will be there. I think I got a lot more work to do, but I'm going to show you some that are really some great layouts. Bob Rahota's Huntington Northern's been around for a while. He runs some pretty good op sessions. They are also very prototypical, and people have lots of fun with them. The Ambridge Model Railroad Club has the Ohio Valley Lines. Ambridge is actually named for the town for the American Bridge Company, which is where they did the steel for a lot of the bridges in the country. There's an excellent layout that is at a street level. It's almost like a museum. Rob Enrico's Monongahela branch of the Pennsylvania Railroad is well known by many. He's an excellent photographer. He's got a great railroad to tour. McKeesport Model Railroad Club, again, that's in the steel center of the city, of the area of McKeesport. Old town, but they've got an absolutely gorgeous railroad, and they've been refreshing a lot of the scenes on that. That's one of them. And some of you may know of Neil Shore's middle division. He's a prolific contributor to magazines and clinics and the like, and he's got a really great Pennsy-based railroad in his basement. He had the forethought when he was designing his house to build a recessed staircase that would go under the railroad and then back up again in the middle. That's planning ahead, and it's a great railroad to come and see. Clinics and speakers. This has been a developing topic. We're still in the early stages, but we've got lots of well-known clinicians already on staff, and we've got some topics. We're still actively working on getting those and getting more information. Everybody is slow to commit, but we've got some that are definitely on for it. You might recognize some of those names. And this is hot off the presses. We have succeeded in getting a modeling with the masters. It's going to be painting and weathering with craft acrylic paint done by Sam Swanson, Fred Soward, Steve Zapatowski, and Bob Weinheimer. I attended this at Indy Junction. It's a great presentation, and it's going to be a great event for up to 12 attendees. It's going to be limited to that so that we can get the full event. We'll have a banquet on Saturday night. We're waiting for some details with the hotel. We don't have pricing on that yet, but of course you'll get a choice of meat or fish. And the speaker is going to be Bill Neal. I haven't got his topic yet, but I'm waiting to get that information. Bill is well known in Pennsy circles, and he's written articles in RMC on operations. So he's well versed. I think we got a great speaker for our banquet. Now, and there's more. We'll have a white elephant room, place for you guys to be able to sell or buy of each other's old stuff. We'll have model contests, a full room of all types of contests of engines and the like. We'll have a vendor's room we lined up several vendors who will be there for selling. I think Micromark is one, some of the kit manufacturers. And we're also getting some of the historical groups who will be putting up exhibits out in that pre-meeting space. We're going to have a large T-track layout. We expect it to be about the size of the one that we had out at Indy Junction. And our division also has a Fremo layout that'll probably be out in the main area. We do have a Rails to Pittsburgh website up. That's what it looks like. You can get to it by www.railstopittsburgh.com, or you can go to the Keystone Division website and link to it there. You can see we've got online registration. We've got the convention flyers there. You can also link and place your reservation for the hotel. You'll get a little bit of view of some of the layouts that'll be on display, as well as get your sheet for the white elephant room. You can register as of today. Basic registration until February 1st. We've moved that out a month, and the website will be updated to that. It's $85 per person. Family members will take $25 per person for anybody else you want to join you. We've got the modeling with the masters. That'll be a $20 extra repair fee and a limit of 12 folks. A hotel is a really good deal at $114 a night. Parking is free. You can actually book from May 3rd through May 7th. So you can come in early, spend some time touring Pittsburgh, and then have the same price for the rest of your stay. We're accepting PayPal and personal checks via mail. And that should be up and working. We'll be posting more information as we get it onto the site. So that's it. We'll see you at Rails to Pittsburgh, May 4th through May 7th in 2023. Come and join us.
Dennis, thanks a lot for your time today. It sounds like it'd be a real fun convention.
We're looking forward to it.